Atepu, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste, Haru Nefer. This is Kasak Ma Keperu with another video for you. And today I want to talk about how Maat is optimism. You know Maat, my mother. But before I do that, I want you to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if this is your first time watching. And be sure to share this video with family and friends. We got to get the word out there, get this revolution started. And another thing is we have over 4,000 subs for this channel. And the Patreon, we need your support for Patreon, because Patreon, we're putting up videos, exclusive videos on magic and tarot and oracle divination, all the good stuff that I'm not going to be able to share with you on this channel. You will get those exclusive videos on Patreon, and you could become a Patreon supporter for as little as $5 a month, and you're going to get all those really cool exclusive videos. We need your support because it enables me to write more ebooks, and it enables me to make these exclusive videos. So please go over to our Patreon. The link is in the description, and become a supporter. Now let's talk about Ma'at. Now the reason why I am I'm doing this video is because a lot of people have been asking me about Ma'at. I watch videos by other students of Kemetic philosophy and Kemetic religion, and it seems that they get it wrong. Like, a lot of people think Maat is truth, justice, balance, reciprocity, which is true, abundance, all of that good stuff, and a bag of chips. And they also focus on the 42 negative confessions, which was the original inspiration of the 10 Commandments. But that's not really what Maat is all about. And let me give you some practical wisdom and knowledge so you can understand Ma'at to where you can live by Ma'at. Now, you're not supposed to be living by the 42 negative confessions, so people need to get that out their head. They're really taking a wrong turn in trying to use that as like a religious set of axioms to go by. It's not, so kick that out. So we're not going to talk about that, all right? But what I'm going to give you is an idea of how the ancient Kemetic people lived, so you can adopt this for your life. And it's very important because culture is the cohesive glue that keeps a people together. And the I-Ching, this is the Chinese oracle, and if you know anything about the system of divination, the I-Ching, it goes way, way back to Confucius, or Kung Fu Sei, who we don't know if he actually existed or not, but he was one of the contributors to the I-Ching. It's an oracle system. And the original Chinese people are the Nak people, which they derive from Africa. So they look very African, wide nose, the lips are broad lips and kinky hair, things of that nature. So the I-Ching really means the way. Okay, keep that in mind, the way. All right, and you'll see in Chinese culture the Tao, or the Tao, also is the way, the Tao Chi Ching. Okay, so that talks about the way. Very important for us to get that, because when you're dealing with a Western culture, which is left brain, they need a paradigm or precedent to operate by. And this is why you find most Western religions caught up in religious dogma. You know, it says here in the Bible, Psalm 47, verse 18, they have to have that. That's a part of the left brain. But the right brain is energetic and dynamic. So it's fluid. All right. And this is where you get the Tao from, the way, because we were more concerned of understanding the principles of how the universe and the world operated and aligning ourselves with the way. All right. So now let's get into my mother, Ma'at. So we know that one of the things that Ma'at is a cold, moist energy. Okay. And that's for a reason. Now, the main principle of Ma'at, which has saved my life many times, is optimism. Ma'at is optimistic, meaning she's looking at the brighter side of things. And this is reflected in the Chinese I-Ching oracle by the 20th hexagram of a tower. So the Chinese represented the 20th hexagram with the pictograph or the hexagram of a tower. And what that is that you're on top of the tower, and you have a bird's eye view of everything, which is the right brain, which is an overview of everything. So what does that mean? So I used the priest that I used to study under. I used to come to him and always complain about how my life is a wreck and how things are not working out. And, he would say, well, are you dead yet? I said, no. He says, so your life isn't a wreck. Your story is not complete. And that was a very important message, because that's how Ma'at sees the positive aspects of things. Because, as a person who is born in the clan of Ma'at, that's where I'm born, in the clan of Ma'at, I need to look at the bigger picture. So if I'm looking at my life into this small, insignificant part that I'm going through, but I'm not seeing that there's still a long way to go, then, I'm caught up in the minutia, the minute details. And that's a kind of a Sebek thing or Nubis thing. So when you have that bigger perspective, you know how you get caught up in emotionalism. Something happens, maybe your boss says something you didn't like, your mate says something you didn't like, or you were at a store and the cashier did something you didn't like, and you really get focused on that and you get emotionally wrapped and tied to it. But when you step back and you look at the bigger picture, in 10 years, no one will remember that incident, or you won't even remember that incident. That is the Maat optimism. Maat is saying, hey, this is not that important. So Maat has a kind of I hate to use the word jovial, but a kind of like really open-hearted, here is the word, and this is perfect for Maat, light-hearted approach to living. Very lighthearted, because when you die, you go for judgment, and Maat will weigh your heart against the feather, and your heart must weigh lighter than the feather, symbolizing that you're lighthearted. And that's the whole aspect of how you can go through life and really be a survivor, be a winner in life by having that light heart or that optimistic attitude. I've always had that. It's worked out really well for me. So I want people to understand that when they have these YouTube videos and when they're talking these discussions and think they're so smart and so intelligent because they're Kemetian and they know Kemetic philosophy, they miss the point that you have to live by Ma'at, and living by Ma'at is not the 42 negative confessions. It is being lighthearted and optimistic. All right. That is very, very important, because it is important to your health, because when you're more optimistic and lighthearted, your health is better. You're not caught up in emotions. Emotions are very earthbound energies, and they could really tie you down. And that's going to affect your karma and your next life when you go for the judgment scene. Now, another important point I want to touch on is that Ma'at is not to be studied or applied by herself. Ma'at's mate is Tehuti or Jehuti or Hermes Trismestis, thrice great or thrice born. So when you have Ma'at, you must know that you cannot have Ma'at without Tehuti. Why? Ma'at is the law, okay? Maat is a law, but Tehuti is the measure of the law. What do I mean by that? Tehuti comes along and says, this is how you apply the law. So we know that Tehuti is stilling the thought process to intuit wisdom. Okay. Now this wisdom comes in the form of communication with Neteru, or gods, or God, right? So what you're doing is consulting the oracle and saying, this person has committed a crime. What should we do? And you consult the oracle, which is the I-Ching or the Metuneter or tarot or whatever, or runes or Ifa, So when you consult the oracle, because you don't understand the bigger picture of a situation, you may walk into a room and see a man holding a gun, a smoking gun, and his wife is dead on the floor from a gunshot. But did he shoot her? You don't know that. So you need to go to the oracle to find the truth. In ancient times, in the law and the judgment systems and the court systems, we use divination, oracles, whether it be a person who reached a certain level of sage, or the physical bones, or the Yahweh sticks. We use an oracle to determine and administer justice. We didn't leave it up to a jury, because people have emotions. People can be swayed. People have preferences and prejudices. So we would go to the oracle and we say to Huti, how should we apply Ma'at's laws? And then Huti would dispense judgment. All right, that's how it works. So you have Ma'at is the law, And then you have Tahuti is the measure and how you administer that law. The two are paired. This is why they're husband and wife. Make sense? So I want people on the internet out there studying Kemetic philosophy to really grasp this point that you cannot have Ma'at without Tahuti. So stop going around talking about, oh, Ma'at this. You're violating my mother, okay? You have to say Ma'at and Tahuti or Jehuti. Because Tahuti, the T is interchangeable with the D, which is how we got the Tao or the Tao, meaning the way. So Tahuti is understanding the way. How should we operate given the circumstances? But left-brain Western culture only wants to go by dogma, and it needs a precedent. It needs a set of laws in order to operate. This is why when they went into ancient Kemet or ancient Egypt, they couldn't find any books of laws, because it was we apply things in a more dynamic, fluid way. All right, you have to understand that we use the oracle system. So please grasp that. Now, in conclusion and wrapping this up, I want to talk about some books that I can recommend that will give you more insight into Ma'at. And this is Ma'at here, and this is her feather. All right, and that's a great symbol of Ma'at. Okay, and my magic wand, because every magi or magician should have a magic wand. My magic wand is a feather. All right, it's a very powerful magic wand as well. So I'm gonna talk about some books real quick, but I want you to also understand that some of the books I don't recommend, but they're out there if you want to pick them up. One is Karenge's book of Ma'at, all right? And, I'm not a big fan of Karenge, all right? But you can read through this. I don't think he understands Ma'at, but this is something that you can, reference. This is what I say. You read it, and there is some nuggets of truth here, or some jewels here you can use. But I think the majority of it, I don't think he understands Ma'at. The next book, there's plenty of books on Ma'at, all right? I'm just giving you a couple. This one it's the big one. Ma'at, Kemetic Soulism. This is a brother who put this together. Ma'atsaru Tep is his name. And I'm not crazy about this book at all, but if you want to check it out, I think this one's actually hard to find. He has some great hieroglyphics in here. He did a little bit of research. It's really interesting. So if you want to get this. But the book I really recommend, which many people have told me is a little hard to read, is a little complicated. But I think this really gets into the heart of Ma'at, which is Ma'at, the 11 laws of God, okay? And now there are 11 laws of Ma'at, okay? So this book spells out the 11 laws. And this is what you need to be doing your meditations on. This is what you need to be doing your affirmations on, these 11 laws or these 11 principles. A lot of people talk a bunch of bullshit online. Excuse me, did I curse just now? I'm sorry. And they get into this whole thing about, they get so intellectualized with their left brain and they outsmart themselves. The 11 laws are universal laws that operate, okay? These are not man-made laws, because a lot of people start talking things out of their head, I remember one guy was talking about the 48, was it 49 or 48? The 48 Laws of Power is a great book. It's a piece of trash. Sorry. Has that liberated anybody? No, it has not. All right. You want to read something that's really good, read the I-Ching. All right. Or you read Ma'at and 11 Laws and read it again and again and again until you understand it. Okay. Then we're talking something deep. Read the I-Ching, by the William Baines version of the I-Ching. That'll wake you up. I've been studying that for 20 years now, and still I go back and try to interpret the symbolisms and the Chinese mysticism there. And it's a wonderful book. Anyway, so to wrap this up, Ma'at is nothing without Tahuti. You know what? You know what Maat said to Tahuti? Do you know what she said? She said, "You complete me." Okay. Anyway, so I want you to hit that like button if you like this video. And please, we need more people on the Patreon. Become a subscriber. Or if you want to become just donate one time, because I'm so cute and adorable. You can, the PayPal link is in the description box. Or is it the description box? Yeah, I think it's in the description box. Or you can download one of our free ebooks. And Your donations help me to do the research, to write more ebooks. I'm writing another ebook. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to blow you away. If you're interested in working on a hypnotic session, I do hypnosis, and this trance hypnosis induction is very good for implanting the 11 laws of God, of Ma'at, within you, so you can operate on autopilot. You don't have to say, ooh, I have to maintain my diet. No, when you go into trance state or hypnosis, it automatically becomes impressed in your subconscious mind, so you don't have to constantly think about doing the right thing. You're on autopilot and you just do it. And with that, thank you, my beloved. This is Kasak Ma'at Keparu, son of Ma'at and Tahuti, and Amen Ra.